Hi, this is Cooper Glover 1972 with Brian's 31 Days of Halloween, day 7. And that's Saw 7. This is the second to last Saw movie they made. This was made in 2010. Um, the newest one was made in 2017. I did just a tiny bit of research on this. Um, the guy who plays John Jigsaw, his name is Tobin Bell, I think his name is. So this particular one, the seventh one, is I had no idea until I looked I Wikipedia. It was a 3D film in the I guess in the theaters. Um, this particular version was not 3D that I saw, but it is a 3D movie. Um, And what can I say about this film? It's okay. I don't think it's as good as, say, um, Saw 6 and 5. They might be the best of the sequels. Saw 2 is kind of interesting, I guess. Saw 3, maybe not as much. It's hard to keep track of all these Saw movies because there's 7 on this Blu-ray. It's not really a box set, but it's you have Saws 1 and 2 here. Oh, wait a minute. Where am I? Right here. Saws 1 and 2. Saws 3, 4, and 5. And then you have Saw 6 and Saw 7, or also called Saw 3D, the final chapter. Of course, that's not really the final chapter because they made a film called Jigsaw, which I have not seen. Yes, I don't own that. There's a copy at the library the city that I live in. This is a digital HD to it. I don't really care about digital HD. I'll give you the code in case you want the code. I don't know if the first person who uses it is if it's there, so let me give you the code here. Just pause the video. You can, put the letters, numbers, whatever they are in. So just pause it, and then you can see what it is. I'll put it up a little closer here. So that's the digital code. Yeah. So this particular film, I think it's getting tiresome after a while, but I have to say, this particular one, one of the kills they have, this wasn't what I was going to say, I'm going to say it in a minute, but one of the people they kill is a bunch of racists. That's like their new, the new slash villains victims of the Saw killings. And who else? Oh, a guy who fakes. He says he was a survivor of the Saw killings, and he's just a fake. And he's getting rich off of the killings. But then he finds himself under the would it be the subjugation, the domination of Saw himself? Of the Jigsaw killer. And again, one of the accomplices to John's / Jigsaw is going to be revealed, but in order for this franchise to go on, they got twists and turns to make sure that things happen in the correct manner. There's going to be a surprise that relates to the first one. I don't know how. At the end of the sixth one, you see a person from the first one as well, but I don't see where it connects to this one. I can't see the connecting tissue, the connecting what connects the end of 6 to the rest of 7. I don't know. Maybe it's brought up in Jigsaw, because this particular movie, the Saw 7 3D final chapter, came out in 2010, and then last year they released. Was it last? Yeah, they released Jigsaw, which I've yet to see. So, it's entertaining. Maybe it's a fun watch, but now here's what I'm going to say. The killings are brutal. I mean, they're very gross. They're very graphic. They're very. They didn't really make my stomach turn or anything. As I mentioned, I think last night, a film like Salò makes my stomach turn. It's very hard to watch. Because they're eating excrement. In the film, it's simulated excrement. It's not real excrement. And there's films like Pink Flamingos where somebody really eats excrement. So it's not to that level of gross. It's to the gross where you see organs coming out of bodies, kind of gross. And if you can handle that, then I suppose you can handle the Saw movies. There's some of it is kind of wince-inducing, like spikes going through eyeballs and mouths and faces exploding. But maybe it's because I've seen too many of these Saw movies now that it's become ridiculous. I was laughing. That's what I was going to say. I was laughing in parts of this film because I just thought, it's gone so over the top. They're trying new ways to do things, and it's just getting crazy, over the top with all this nonsense, with all these graphic ways of killing people, and maybe you have to be somewhat sympathetic to the villains because or victims too, because in order for them to survive their ordeals, they have to make sure that they save people's lives. If they don't, they're complicit in killing people. So, anyways, that's my 2 cents for today. Out of 5 stars, I give Saw 7, Saw 3D, final chapter. I give it, let's see, how does this film end? I'm going to give it, I give it 3 stars. It's good, but not great. It's not as good as Saw 6 and 5, I think. I just wish I could remember everything that happens in all these films. Saw 6, I told you the identity of one of the accomplices is in danger of being revealed. What happens in Saw 5? Oh, I can't remember. It's just, maybe I'm just inundating myself with all this Saw stuff, and I'm not taking my time to wade through it all and think through it all. It's just it's a bombardment of all these. I guess it's just each film is filled with these graphic, gross, very gory kills, and maybe they just melt into one another, and it becomes just part of the same. But like I said, not like Seven or Zodiac, so you're not going to get really that level off of it. Even though the main character, John Jigsaw, he is a force that, he's putting these people that he thinks are unworthy of being in society, is that right way to put it, and subjecting them to putting themselves through a trial. And it's sort of like, is it sort of like community service in an extreme sense? Making them see how they're seen through other people's eyes. So anyways, I'll finish it with that. Tomorrow probably I'm going to do this review of a film. I can't remember the title for the something 2D in 3D. I wish I could remember the filmmaker's title. They asked me on YouTube to review it, and I said I'd watch it. And they gave me 7 days to watch it, so I gotta get on that, and I'll probably do that tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow. In terms of other films coming up, I have Hostel. Maybe Hostel's more body horror. I think I hear it. They call it torture porn because they have graphic, body, maybe it's dismemberment. I don't know. I've heard a lot about Hostel, but I haven't seen it. I think it's considered a Halloween movie. Another film I want to watch is The Serpent and the Rainbow. I think it's a zombie movie. It's by Wes Craven, and it's, I think, set in the Caribbean, somewhere in there. Maybe it's about voodoo. I'm not quite sure on that. I think I have a film called Slither. I don't really know what's about it. I just, the cover shows a woman in a bathtub surrounded by all these like worms or something like that, or snakes or something like that. I think I have a film called, well, no, I don't think. I have a film called Pigs. I think it's a horror movie. I picked that up at a horror convention. And I just can't think about well, I have an Eclipse set over there. I'm looking at a Japanese Eclipse set from Criterion, which is a bunch of horror movies. When horror came to Shochiku, I think it's called. And I've only watched a few of those. Maybe I'll watch a few more of those. And I know what I was going to say. I haven't watched all the George Romero Dead films. I've only seen Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead. I've only seen Day of the Dead maybe once or twice. I think I've only seen it once. But I'm trying to watch films I haven't seen before, and I cheated with this because the first time I watched this month was Saw 1, because I wanted to know what it meant in the context of Saw 2, 3, 4, 5, and all that, 6, 7. Maybe I'll watch Dawn of the Dead, but I've watched it a number of times, so I might skip on that. And not Dawn of the Dead. I'm sorry. I might watch Day of the Dead, because even though I've seen it before, it was a long time ago. It was like the early 90s or something, so I can't remember it that well. But anyways, I have films that Romero made after Day of the Dead, like Land of the Dead, Diary of the Dead, and I think there's another Dead movie I have that I haven't watched. So, and other films. Oh, I know. I think I have Eyes Without a Face, which is a French film by Georges Franju. So I can watch that. I don't know what else I have. But anyways, I'll try and find some films to watch. If I don't have movies, or if I don't want to watch movies or don't find any movies, I must have more horror movies in my collection. But, that I haven't watched, because I have some horror films that I have watched. But I might include some from Shudder, and I might look on other websites too. Maybe there's one or two from Movie that are horror movies coming up. Oh yeah, there was one today put up. I think it's a zombie film. Just came up as a film of the day, and I don't know if one of those Japanese films they have on there right now is horror. Is a horror movie right now. So, anyways, tomorrow's film will probably be the film that these filmmakers asked me to review, and I asked them, could I be brutal? If I didn't like it, could I say what I have to say? I told them it's just an opinion that I have. It's not, it's not like the final word or anything like that, And they said they were fine. Be as brutal as you like, So I'm hoping it's a good movie. I'm glad they asked me. It's an honor, and I thank you very much. And I've been going on too long. I think I should wrap this up now. So be on the lookout for tomorrow's film. I can't remember the title of it for the life of me, but it's like based off of Friday the 13th. And I told them I haven't seen Friday the 13th since like the 80s, so I can't remember it that well. Oh, wait a minute. I did see Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan, not last year, but the following year at the Halloween Marathon at the Jacob Burns Film Center in Pleasantville, New York. I saw Jason Takes Manhattan. They chose it as their, they have like a riff tracks kind of thing. The host of the group, the host of the program does. He does, he picks one film every year, and he has friends who have a podcast called We Hate Movies, which I highly recommend. they do a commentary as the film goes on, and they choose bad films. They chose I Know What You Did Last Summer last year. They chose Death Spa another year. They chose Halloween 3. I'm missing one, I think. But anyways, I'll let you know what I think of this film, and take care. Watch some scary movies. See you soon. Bye.